Presenting I'm Out, the reinvention of Ava. Ava Whitaker first felt it while sitting at a red light on one of those overcast, slightly chilly mid morning Octobers that are all too common in Cleveland, Ohio. She was experiencing the kind of stillness that doesn't ask permission. The light turned green, someone behind her honked, yet she didn't move. Not because she was distracted, but because something had landed squarely in her chest. Not fear, not panic, clarity. It felt like God Himself tapped her shoulder from the inside and said, "You're done here. Not done with life, not done with love, just done." She drove anyway, muscle memory. 10 years of routines had trained her well. Wake, work, compromise, soothe, repeat. But that feeling stayed with her, riding shotgun, humming low like a bass line under a song she didn't know she'd memorized. By the time Ava pulled into the Starbucks in Mayfield Heights, she was already negotiating with herself. It's just stress. It's perimenopause. It's Cleveland winter fatigue. She parked, sat for a moment, and turned off the radio. The silence was loud. Inside, Starbucks smelled like burnt espresso and ambition. The barista welcomed her with a warm smile to step up next. "Grande oat milk latte, right?" he said. Ava blinked. "Yes, how did you... You come every Tuesday after therapy," he said easily. "Dr. Getty Day, I believe is what you called it a few weeks ago." Of course she did. Ava laughed, that kind of laugh that releases pressure but doesn't solve anything. She took her cup, found her usual table by the window, and watched the parking lot like it offered answers. Instead, her phone buzzed. It was her younger sister, Amina. "You still alive, or did Dr. Getty finally crack you open?" Ava smiled. Her sister always knew. 10 years can feel like a lifetime or a holding pattern. Ava was 42 and looked good in that quietly expensive way. Great skin, clean lines, clothes that said, "I know myself now." The kind of woman sales associates trusted. The kind of woman people assumed had it together. What they didn't know was that she felt like she'd been holding her breath for years. Her marriage to Zaid hadn't exploded. There was no affair, no dramatic betrayal, no screaming matches that made neighbors lean in closer to shared walls. It just eroded. Zaid was 46, kind in theory, dependable on paper, and exhausted by Ava's evolution. Every new interest of hers, therapy, Pilates, wine tastings, playlists curated by moods, felt to him like an accusation. "You weren't like this when we met," he'd say. She wanted to scream, "Exactly." Instead, she'd learned to quiet herself, to make herself smaller, to tell herself that comfort was enough until it wasn't. Mental fatigue crept in quietly. Ava forgot songs she loved. She stopped journaling. She slept but never rested. And then came the feeling, not loud, not dramatic, just certain. Dr. Eleanor Getty's office smelled faintly of sage and peppermint tea. Ava had been seeing her for almost 2 years, circling the same topics like a playlist stuck on repeat. "So," Dr. Getty said gently, legs crossed, pen resting but not writing, "what's different today?" Ava stared at the rug. "I think I'm being called." "Called by whom?" Dr. Getty asked. Ava smiled. "That's the problem. I don't know. But I know I can't ignore it anymore." They sat with that. Dr. Getty never rushed Ava. She believed in letting truths stretch their legs. "What happens if you stay?" she asked. Ava swallowed. "I disappear. And if you go?" "I don't know," Ava said, "but I feel ease, which scares me." Dr. Getty nodded. Faith often does. Amina always brought wine and the truth. Amina showed up that Friday with a bottle of Pinot Noir and Beyonce playing softly from her phone. You look lighter, she said, eyeing Ava as she kicked off her heels, like someone who stopped carrying furniture that wasn't hers. Ava poured the wine. I think I'm done. Amina didn't gasp. She didn't argue. She clinked glasses. About damn time. Ava laughed, then cried, then laughed again. I didn't leave because of drama, Ava said. I left because I was tired. That's reason enough, Amina said. Mental fatigue will kill you just as fast as heartbreak. They sat on the couch, sipping wine, talking about playlists and dreams deferred, and how women were taught to endure instead of how to choose. What if this is part two? Ava whispered. Amina smiled, then pressed play. Zayd didn't understand, and that was okay. The conversation with Zayd was calm, painful but calm. I don't hate you, Ava said. I just can't stay. Zayd stared at his phone. So that's it? No, she said softly. This is me finally listening. He wanted explanations that fit logic. She didn't have any that fit neatly. What she had was faith. The road was surprisingly smooth. Moving out didn't feel chaotic. No slammed doors, no dramatic scenes, just boxes, breath, and relief. Each step felt guided, supported, like the universe had cleared traffic for her. One foot in front of the other, no haste, just strength. Back at Starbucks weeks later, Ava sat at the same table in Mayfield Heights, sunlight warming her face. Her latte tasted better, or maybe she did. She opened her notebook and wrote, Part 2 doesn't require permission, it only asks for faith. Ava smiled. Then she stood, walked out, and for the first time in years, didn't look back. The feeling was still there, strong, certain, and this time she followed it.